Okay, so in the last part, we got the camel moving, and by that I mean we added a couple of commands that allowed us to move the camel either at a moderate speed or even faster. If the camel moves faster, we get farther away from the enemies. However, the camel gets tired, the player gets thirsty, and so far we really haven't, other than telling the computer that you can take a rest, we really have not given any good options to get a breather while we're doing all this. So what's going to happen in this part 5, we're going to add another else if statement that's going to handle if the user wants to go ahead and drink from the canteen. And that is one of the commands that we already have in our menu. We stopped the program that was running before, and so we have option A, we're going to drink from the canteen. Before I move forward, this is already saved as Camel P4, so I'm going to click somewhere inside of the code, press Ctrl A to select all, right click and copy, and then create a new REPL. And this will be still in Python, and we're going to call this one Camel Part 5, Camel P5. It's been created. The code that I just copied, I click in the middle, press Ctrl V as in Victor, and it's pasted. Give myself some space, and we have all of this code, and now we're going to see what happens when the player hits the letter B. So I am going to go before the else if where the B is, press enter a couple of times, go up with my arrow, and then I can begin to ask what else can happen. Else if, and we'll say if user choice dot upper, so that it knows that we want a capital letter, parentheses, if it's equal to A, the first option, and I should put that inside of quotes, A, and then colon. The subroutine then is going to be all about taking a drink. I will put in a hashtag so I can comment, take a drink. All of these comments will come in handy later. If you want to change the game, you can spot what each part does. So let's see if I have enough drinks. If the drinks that are being held by the variable drinks is greater than 0, so that is if we got something. So I have a greater than 0. Then add in the colon, go to the next line, and say that the thirst will be equal to 0. That means you have taken a drink, and the thirst that we've been adding to every time that you move forward will be depleted. You will not be thirsty anymore. Your thirst will be a 0. However, your drinks will also suffer. Well, actually, they will. Your thirst doesn't suffer. It gets fixed. But I'm going to say drinks is going to be equal to the same number of drinks minus 1. So we have 1 less drink. You started out with 3. If this is the first time you drank, now you have 2. I'm going to then, well, I guess I could give a reminder of how many drinks I have, but I'm just going to say in a backspace so that I'm back at the if over here, if drinks, backspace, else what? What do you mean by that? Colon. If the drinks are greater than 0, then do this. But if they're not greater than 0, if you don't have any water, you need to tell the player that they're out of drinks. So else print parentheses, you are out of water. And make sure that that's all inside the parentheses. Otherwise you'll end up with a mess like me here, but I fixed it. Now I have parentheses, quote, you are out of water. And so that it moves on to the next line, just before the Y in the word you, I'm going to put in a \n so that it creates a new line. Okay, so what next? In our notes, we said that in the loop, that's on step 17, print you are thirsty if the user's thirst is above 4. Put this after your long if else if chain above. Did I skip something? No, I did not. So let me see. Go back to the code in my repl.it. And so this is the long Elsif that we just added. And so if all of this stuff happens, etc., since it's telling me that you're out of water at this, I'm going to type in enter and keep it. I guess I'm going to put it here in the same space as the else if. I just say if thirst is greater than 4. Is that what we're looking at? Yes, if it's above 4, then print you are thirsty. So if it's greater than 4, colon, print, parentheses, you are thirsty, exclamation point. Make sure that we have the \n before you are thirsty so that it all runs in one. Let's run this again, and I'm going to go ahead at full speed. C, and your thirst is at 1. Now we're at 2. C, again it's at 3. C, it's at 4. And now it gives me an error, or not an error, but rather the message comes out when my thirst is now at 5. You are thirsty. It's finally reminding me. So is that soon enough, or is that not enough? Well, maybe at 4 it's when it should tell me, what if thirst is equal to or greater than 4? Or is that greater than equal to 4? Then say that you are thirsty. Let me run that. I'll stop and run. And I'll go ahead at full speed with the C. C, my thirst is at 2. At 3, now it should be at 4. Let's do it again. And now it's telling me after the 4th instead of the 5th that I am thirsty. So I could do this equal to, or rather greater than or equal to 4. I could just say, you know, if it's greater than 3, then for sure it'll be 4 or something like that. So if thirst is greater than 3, you are thirsty. See, before I move forward, let me test that. I don't know where these spaces came from. Let's run that and go fast ahead. C, and yes, indeed, when I hit 4, then for sure we're thirsty. You know what? Rather than having it here in the middle of everything, I'm going to copy this. If you already typed it up, select it and cut it. I'm pressing Control X, and I'm going to bring it all the way down here so it doesn't get so messy. We have all these else ifs, and it really should be after all the else ifs so that it runs down here. I'll try it again. I'll run really fast with C, and I'm getting the message then really thirsty. Now it's getting really thirsty. I mean, I'm already at 11, which is a lot of thirst. So after this if statement, at the same level, I press backspace once. I'll say that if the thirst is actually greater than, I do believe they told us is at 6. Yes, then we're gonna say set down to true, and we will tell the user that they have died of thirst. So if it's greater than 6, which is a really big number for thirst, I guess, then the colon, print, parentheses, you have died of thirst, exclamation point. Very dramatic. Then after we inform the user they have died, we have to change the done variable to be equal to true. So that means that just like when we quit, now the condition is right for the game to stop. So let me run it again. And let's go at fast speed. C, I'm thirsty, and now I'm above 6, so I am thirsty, and then I have truly died of thirst. Okay, so this is getting macabre, but at any rate, the game continues. We have died of thirst, and we have done that. We have done this, and we will print your camel is getting tired. Well, that's going to be the next, probably the next video. I think that I skipped something here because we were going to say that if you don't have any water, we're going to print an error. Let me run it again and make sure that this is happening. I'm going to drink from the canteen, A, and I'm out of water. At some point, all this drinking of water, I guess we're not moving. So if I go and move really fast, I get thirsty really quick, except I cannot satisfy my thirst with a drink. I'll think about that in the next video, but for now, make sure that you save this. This is all in your repl.it. That Camel P5 link is what you're turning in for a grade when you're done, and I'll see you in the next video.